Hi. I thought I'd just very briefly pop in and show you a sneak peek of what we've got coming up soon, mostly because I have this massive pile of yarn on the desk in the office and just thought it was too good to not share it. So here we go. So I'm just holding the camera by hand, which is why it's a bit possibly shaky, so apologies for that, but this is just a really quick impromptu video. So we have a pile here from here onwards of Coniston fingering. This is our merino mohair, which I'm sure that most of you will know. It's really snuggly and lovely. And this colourway is Moorland, which I haven't done for absolutely ages, and I have tweaked it a little bit. And then, if you can see, we have Rambling Rose, Dusk, Faded Bloom, and Autumn Hydrangea. This is, you know, when the hydrangeas are starting to fade and they go like a pale lilac-y colour. Well, mine does anyway. And then, you know, around the edges of the petals they start to sort of go brown and gold and wrinkle up and stuff, and I really love it because there's a much more depth of colour and texture. So that's what that colourway is. There's lots and lots more of this yarn on the dryer and in the dye pots and elsewhere as well. So that's that. And then the next pile is from this orange onwards is Keld fingering. So I think a lot of you will be pleased to hear that. This is the merino linen blend, which we brought out earlier in the year. Oh, do you know, my arm's aching from holding this tripod up. I clearly need to do more weights. So we have orange and cream. This cream colour, the colourway itself is actually called linen, and it's the point of it is to be like a barely there sort of colour, off-white, I would say, like a pearly sort of colour. It reminds me of Dulux Buttermilk, which is what I've got on the walls throughout most of our house. So yeah, it's a really, really good neutral, and you can see how well it goes with so many other colours. It really allows them to shine, but without being a harsh bright white sort of thing. Anyway, so yeah, and then we've got oak and coppice and thunder. I've done lots of tide because it was very, very much asked for, so I have done more of that. I think you'd be pleased to know that. And then this colourway, I hope you can see that adequately, is so I don't know if you've seen on social media, I posted a whole bunch of photos, and there was a picture of really, really bright neon pink flowers with silvery green foliage. So obviously that had to become a colourway, and you know, if people like it, then I'll do it again, and if they don't, then I won't. Simple. I have to say, I really like that. I love the idea of having these little splashes of rich pink on a lovely silvery colourway. It's in one of my neighbour's gardens, so I'll have to go and see if I can get some seeds and get some of those flowers growing in my garden. And then we've got allium, tarn, hope you can see these colours okay, and meadow rue. And again, this pile is, I mean, it's not even half of the amount of Keld that I've dyed. So, and to be honest, I could have done even more than I have done, other than the fact that I sort of needed to move on and get on with something else. And yeah, hopefully I'll get this lot up, do other stuff, and then come back to it if it sells well, which I'm sure it will do. But yeah, it's just sort of, I could easily have done I don't know, every single colour that I've ever done on this yarn. It's just such a pleasure to dye and to knit with and to wear. This texture, oh, it is everything. It's just gorgeous. And to be honest, I have to say the same about this as well. They're so different. What I am going to do is a swatch with these two held double, because obviously this has got mohair in it, so that would really kind of fluff out the texture, but without the fineness of, you know, the lacework mohair. So I'm going to try those held double just to see what they're like. But also I really want to try a swatch alternating these two. I mean, they're such different yarns in a way, because, you know, with that being fluffy, you kind of think of it as a bit more wintry, and then with that having linen in, you think of it as being more summery, which is true. But at the same time, because they're both singles yarns, they're also not as different as you think. So yeah, I really want to try a swatch with them, you know, striping them, and kind of go for more of a texture kind of a variety, as well as just doing colour all the time. I think I've got into the habit of keeping my textures consistent rather than playing around with yeah, different textures within one project. So I'm actually suddenly very keen to have a mess about with that in my copious spare time. So anyway, yeah, this is this beautiful pile of yarn. There's much more, and it's coming later in the month, I think. In fact, I've got a calendar up there. I think we've said the 28th of July for this lot, because it's all got to go home with Claire and Debbie for them to twist it all up and get it all labelled. Then it's got to come back, and I've got to photograph all of it plus the rest of it. So there's still even though it's all dyed up, there's still a huge amount of work to do before this lot can go up on the website. So I shall keep you posted, and if you're not on our newsletter, then please join it, because that's where we put all our information, and it's so much more reliable than social media. So yeah, we've got all this to look forward to. Yay! Bye!